On Anzac Day, a number of Aboriginal elders were booed when giving their welcomes to country. Notably, the ABC referred to this as racist booing. Ray Minicon, a veteran himself, couldn't understand it. He told the ABC, "This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. They have to show that respect to that, to us as traditional owners, sovereign owners to this country." But more pointedly, he asked, "What crime did we commit? What are we doing to incite that kind of rage and that kind of hatred? I can't fathom that." Well, I don't think anybody is accusing him of committing a crime, but he pretty much answered his own question a few sentences ago. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. That very statement is inflammatory. It's essentially saying to millions of Australians who were born here and know no other home that this is not their land. Of course people are upset. If an Aboriginal veteran got up on Anzac Day and said, "I didn't fight for a particular patch of dirt or a specific group of people, I fought for the person standing to my left and the person to my right. I fought for that flag and the future of every Australian standing here today. We are one people, under one sun, protecting the same home," then no one would have booed, of course. This isn't a conflict of race, it's a conflict of rhetoric. It's not about who is speaking, but the divisive nature of the message itself. The sacrifice of a veteran is a gift to the entire nation, not just a specific demographic. The reaction of the crowd is a response to being told they don't truly belong, rather than a rejection of the speaker's race. But the focus of this video will be on Aboriginal Elder Mark Brown, who gave the welcome to country at Melbourne's Shrine of Remembrance. And thank you to the many viewers who highlighted this one for me. He started his speech by saying, "Today I'm here to welcome everybody to my father's country, beautiful Bunurong country," at which point pockets of the crowd began to boo. Obviously, that's a very divisive way to start a speech. By claiming it specifically as his father's country, he's essentially telling the thousands of people standing in front of him that Australia is not actually their country. I'm no military historian, but the purpose of the shrine itself is to honour the service and sacrifice of all Victorians, and indeed all Australians. By claiming the physical ground as his family's property, he creates a direct clash with the national public nature of the monument. Later in the speech he said, "We pay our respects to all of my ancestors, we pay our respects to all of my elders, and we pay our respects to all of my community members, past, present and emerging, and we acknowledge the continuing and unbroken connection to country for the Bunurong people." Did you notice something missing? He never paid respects to the Anzacs, the actual soldiers whose service is the entire reason everyone was standing there in the first place. He continued to rub it in. "We also pay acknowledgements and respects to all traditional custodians of Australia, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, and we pay acknowledgements and respects to all of my Indigenous brothers and sisters from around the world who work, rest, live and play on Bunurong country. We acknowledge their continuing and unbroken connection to country for all of their people, and we thank each and every single one of them for being here with us." It's a welcome to country that seems to welcome everyone, except the majority of the people it's actually being delivered to. This is Mr. Brown's website, Dreaming Spirit, from the land for the people. He basically offers authentic Aboriginal cultural experiences grounded in respect, knowledge and spirit. Experiences such as welcome to country and smoking ceremonies and so on. You can book it all online. For example, welcome to country, $770. Add in a smoking ceremony, $1,500. Didgeridoo, $770. Cultural awareness training, $2,300. And I'm sure that's worth every cent. Healing country ceremony, $1,500. And my personal favourite, keynote speech, $4,500. Look, it's a free country. If people want to pay for all this, go right ahead. But the reality is, a lot of these government-hosted ceremonies are being bankrolled by the taxpayer. He also hosts the Dreaming Spirit Indigenous Art Gallery, noting that all are welcome. Oh, how inclusive. Well, not everyone is welcome. If you take a look at his LinkedIn page, under the name Mark Moonblood Brown, him, he posted 7 months ago about the Camp Sovereignty attack in King's Domain, Melbourne. He noted, "Those who come here with fascism, racism and violence have no right to remain on this land. They should be deported, even if they were born here. If they reject the oldest continuing culture on earth and instead choose to spread hate, then they reject any belonging to this country." So all are welcome, unless he deems you a racist or a fascist, in which case he thinks you should be stripped of your citizenship and deported from the country of your birth. He also didn't like American conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, who was publicly murdered in late 2025. 7 months ago, Brown wrote, "Charlie Kirk deserved the fate he brought on himself. When you spend your life fueling division, spreading lies and tearing down communities, it is only a matter of time before that same poison turns back on you. His downfall isn't tragedy, it's justice catching up with him." Basically, if you're on the wrong side of Mr. Brown's ideology, he doesn't just want you deported, he thinks you deserve to be dead. Oh, and you can even buy traditional Aboriginal clothing on his website. For example, here are some traditional Aboriginal mesh sneakers for a cool $165. Or this pullover hoodie with a QR code on it for only $180. He's even profiting from his favourite day of the year, Anzac Day, with this traditional Aboriginal Lest We Forget baseball cap for $65, or these Anzac floral feather pyjama pants, a real steal at $110. But don't worry, these items feature traditional Aboriginal art. Nothing says standing up to the colonists, quite like selling them a $180 puffer jacket that was probably designed by a computer.